Well, hello, everybody. This is Tony Harris Taylor with the Drastic Results with Tony Harris Taylor Show. And today we are on location at Miss B. Emanuel-Sims' kitchen of Sweet Granny Beas. Baby, her stuff is sweet. And I'm so excited she chose me to be her coach. And we want to do something different. I wanted to bring you in-house to see what she's all about. She's actually baking something right now. She got something here she's going to whip together. I'm going to stay and eat it. But before we get to that part, I'd love to hear a little bit about who you are, what you do, and your background and why you started Sweet Granny Beas.
All right. Well, I am B. Emanuel-Sims, and I'm the owner of Sweet Granny Beas, which is a dessert shop. And we focus on traditional Southern classic desserts. So hard to find desserts that will take you back to your childhood in every bite. So things like sweet potato pie, peach cobblers, bread pudding, buttermilk pie, things that you can't.
Buttermilk pie too?
Buttermilk pie too.
Yes, now that was my grandmother's specialty, and I'm gonna honestly tell you, I haven't had it like that since she passed away.
Okay, well we'll have to get one.
But did y'all hear that part? She takes you back to the memories of Grandma. Now I don't know what we're gonna do for the next generation because these grandmamas ain't in the kitchen. She is, but this one ain't. So I love what you have because you fill a void that honestly that grandmas today aren't doing.
Yeah, some grandmas have.
Right. Most of us are not in the kitchen doing from scratch. If you can't see it, oh yes you can. Right behind me, she got buckets of flour and sugar on the floor. So she is serious about her craft. The first time I ate her stuff, it is so good.
Thank you.
She has this keto cheesecake too. She don't really want to talk about it.
I don't.
Because she really wants us to have the real
we just
deal.
Talked about we can't be all things to all people.
Right.
And so I know who I cater to. And my people want full fat. They want the sugar. They want the butter, the flour, most of them. But I made a little something for people who, who
want keto. Well, let me say
or
this.
Or sugar-free.
Well, when I want to eat that stuff, I want to eat all of it. So let's be clear. The keto wasn't for me. It was from some of them other folks. So, but why did you decide to really start this?
So this business was by, it started because of a tragedy. So my grandmother passed in 2007, and my grandmother raised me, so she was like my mother.
Sure.
And when she passed, there was a huge void in my life because she was literally my rock here on earth. And I needed something to fill that void. And so when I was a kid, she would always make sweet potato pies. Well, she didn't make them often. She made them maybe twice or 3 times a year. But when she did, it was like, oh, she's making sweet potato pie. We gotta get some. And so she never gave me the recipe. So I had to recreate it from taste. And so I began to bake her sweet potato pies to feel her spirit and to feel connected to her. And I would bake and bake and bake them. And I would bake so many that I had to give them away. So I began to give them to family members and then friends. And then people would tell other people about it and I'd give them away. And all of a sudden people were like, well, I'm having a party. Can you give me 5 of them? And I was like, no. You can buy 5. Purchase 5, right. But I just can't be giving you 5, And so that's kind of how my business started, with those sweet potato pies and us giving them out, and people began to request them. And it just took off from there. And initially we did it just during the holidays. And the thing about this business is it's from God. And I say that because I've tried twice. And again, because of tragedies, when my mother passed and I've lost 2 babies stillborn. So both times I wanted to give up. And I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want to. I'm not cooking. My mother cooked for Thanksgiving, so I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do it. And I would call my customers and tell them, both times I called and told them I'm not doing it this year. So I'm sorry, we just don't end the business. And both times my customers said, I'm so sorry for your loss,
Mm-hmm.
and you have my deepest condolences,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna need my pie for Thanksgiving. And they would throw the money at me and run.
And I'll be back to
They
pick them
sent
up.
it to me in the mail, and they would show up and be like, you better have my pie. And I was like, y'all really not gonna respect my. They was like, no, I'm gonna need my pie because you're the only one that can do it like you do it.
Right.
And that happened to me twice. And I said, well, God, obviously this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So if that's the case, then I want to do it year round. So in 2017, we started year round. And the second year, we doubled. The third year, we were on our way to tripling. And this year, this past year has been our biggest year yet.
So y'all saw that
doing it.
her friends and family wouldn't let her quit. Who's in your corner? Who's pushing you when you want to quit and not letting you quit?
Mhm.
And then now it's snowballed, and it's snowballing even more. So,
Mhm.
you know, we talk a lot about drastic steps on this show. In November, you took a really big drastic step. So tell us about that.
So November was my first month as a full-time entrepreneur. So I stepped out on faith. And I quit my 9 to 5. I was a fundraiser, and I've been doing that for 20 years. And I said, the business had grown to a point where I had to make a choice because it was no longer, it wasn't going to be, you have the time or the capacity to do both. And so God was like, okay, I've been told you what to do, and you haven't done it. So now you're at a point where you have to make a choice. It's either going to be this job or it's going to be this business. So what you going to do? And I said, okay, God, I trust you. And we quit the job. My husband was 100%. When he said, okay, I did a triple. So I was like, what?
Right? Hurry up. Right?
Here's my letter.
Well, he changed his mind.
Exactly. And so we've been, and mind you, this home that I'm in, we had just purchased.
Oh.
And so people like, you gonna quit your job? You just bought this house.
Oh, wow.
And I know it was more than your last house. And I said, you know what? God got me.
He got you.
He didn't bring me here for me to fail. This is gonna be a testimony. So I was like, whatever comes, we gonna be okay.
So she quit her job. She came to my event 3 days later and invested in my biggest coaching package. So you talk about drastic.
Mm-hmm.
So why did you feel you needed a coach at that moment?
Because I knew when I stepped out and I knew that I was going to be doing this full time, I had to do things differently in my business, and I had to create multiple streams of revenue for the business. And I know I needed a coach because if I'm stepping out, I was like, well, we're going to do some big things. And so I need to be connected with some people that are going to help me do these big things.
Okay.
You're nothing without a team.
Sure.
And so for me, hearing what you said during your conference, I was like, I need that. And I need those connections because I'm naturally an introvert. And even though I'm a fundraiser, so I've learned to be extroverted, what I need to be. But networking.
Yeah. And when it's your own thing, you really do shrink back. And so very hats off to you. By the way, I love your hat.
Thank you.
So hats off to you for recognizing you needed help and investing in the help. So, okay. So the desserts sell themselves. Y'all eat the desserts. She can't quit. Okay. But as we speak, she is set up at a farmer's market. How are you doing that? And you're sitting right here.
So you have to have a team.
You got to have team.
So one of the things that I prayed for when I decided that I would go out and do this full time was God send me the people, send me the resources, and send me the know-how to move this thing forward. Because my vision is like way up here. And so I was like, I have to have a team in place. So I have people that go out that sell for me. I have about 4 part-time employees that work for me. They come in, they help me assemble and put things together. I really invest.
I'm gonna share with y'all while she keeps talking. She got packaging here. She another drastic step we're getting ready to talk about. But yep.
And one of the things is I really like to hire teenagers, and bring them in to show them what it takes to be an entrepreneur, and to help them be more
Entrepreneurial and enterprising,
but self-sufficient.
Okay.
Because a lot of times when they come, they don't have bank accounts yet. They don't have, a way to set up to receive money, or they haven't done this or that. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna get your house in order. You're gonna start,
thinking business.
And then usually they're in high school, so when they graduate, if they go on to college, then I offer them a scholarship. If they've been a fantastic employee. So I have one that's working. I've got one in college now that we're funding, and then I have another one working.
Oh, wow. So that's really, I didn't know that about you. We just started, so I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. But that's phenomenal, because one of the things that makes businesses successful is giving back.
Absolutely.
And that's your way to give back. So even if they don't get a scholarship, they at least get the expertise of working with a business owner. And we know that generation comes out wanting to have their own business. Mm-hmm. So that is wonderful as well. Over here on the table where I just showed you, she's got lots of packaging. So what's that about? Another drastic step. I love you though.
On Tuesday, we are taking a drastic step because we are going to be selling our wares in a retail outlet called the Painted Tree. Okay. And the Painted Tree is it's like a shopping experience where you can go in and buy from small businesses. Mm-hmm. And so there are booths and kiosks, and we're going to have the kiosks, and we're going to be selling our lemon bars and pecan bars and our chocolate gooey butter cake, but we're also going to be selling variety packs. So for people who haven't tried our desserts, they'll get a chance to buy a variety pack. They can try some, and once they realize that they love them, they can then go to the Painted Tree and buy at their leisure.
Now, I know you have inventory, but I'm buying one of those packs before I leave here, just so you know. So, okay, so she's going into retail. She's doing farmers markets. You can buy, especially for the holidays, you can buy for your family. Mm-hmm. And then your real passion is helping people learn to cook Southern cuisine.
Absolutely. So, and just to reiterate, we sell in big festivals, the farmers markets, the shows. We have an online shop. And then we also are going to be selling in the Painted Tree. But then another drastic step that we're taking this year.
You're saying that real well.
We're developing a cookbook. And along with the cookbook, we're going to develop classes and courses and experiences to help teach people how to cook Southern classic meals. And that's important to me because, again, I'm a granny's baby. And so every Sunday she would cook and all the family would come over and we would just have a great time fellowshipping with each other. And I feel as if that's becoming a lost art.
Yes.
And so we want to bring that back as much as possible and begin to teach people how to cook certain dishes again. So we'll do the classes, we'll have experiences, and then we're also going to be doing Soulful Sundays. And so that'll be a live experience that we bring to audiences, and it'll be demonstrations of how to cook a classic meal, but we're also going to have other people come in and talk about, maybe a vegan meal one time, or maybe I like libations.
Right here in the you like libations.
I like libations. Okay, so we're going to have somebody come and talk about libations.
Okay. Yay. I like libations too. Praise God.
And so it'll be a little bit different. My husband loves to cook with a power pressure cooker, so we're gonna have him do a demonstration. And then when we're getting up for Mother's Day, my daughter will come because she's a great cook as well.
Okay.
And so we'll do something together. So it'll be
and really the grandbaby.
Yeah, of course, my baby. So.
She is so adorable. Follow her on Facebook because you will get all the grandbaby pictures.
Absolutely.
So she has actually, I love her dream because it's multiple streams of income. She's going to be doing videos. We're looking at cookware. We're looking at appliances, putting Sweet Granny Beas on that.
Absolutely.
And so excellent. One thing at a time, but this video piece, I'm really, Soulful Sundays, I'm really looking forward to. And helping families get back into that family togetherness, because it absolutely is missing. And it's starting to cost so much to eat out.
Absolutely.
That I think that you will be able to bring something fresh to families. So what are you going to whip up for us here?
So every month we have a dessert of the month, and this month it is our strawberry cream cheese pie, which is super easy, but it's super yummy, yummy, yummy. So that's what we're going to whip up today.
Okay, so I think you all can see it's pretty good, and she'll bring over the ingredients and show it in the bowl to you. So I'm going to sit here and let her demonstrate how to make it.
All right.
And I'm just going to supervise.
So we're going to start with cream cheese.
Okay. And I love cream cheese.
Yes, ma'am. And so I'm going to get my hand mixer here. So we're going to mix that up really well.
She got a mixer with a light on it. I don't think I ever seen one like
it's
that.
Fancy.
A mixer with a light on it. I like it.
So we're going to get it nice and creamy.
Okay. All right.
Like so. Then we're going to pause it. And then this is going to be enough to make 2 batches.
2 batches. Okay. So, and I see you've got little pie tins, small ones.
We do.
Okay.
So then we're going to put in some sweetened condensed milk.
Sweet condensed milk. Yeah, you and I need to hang out with you a little bit more.
Gonna put in 2 because again, this is enough for 2 batches.
Okay. Now I have a question while you're doing that. Do you eat your own stuff?
Rarely.
Why did I know that was the answer? What is that about?
When you make it so much, you just kind of stop eating it, and then you become really choosy about other people's sweets too. So if I eat somebody else's sweet, it's because it's really, really good.
Okay. That's so interesting. Most cooks don't eat their own stuff.
But
people love it.
I still eat is the sweet potato pie.
She still eats the sweet potato pie. I had it. It's excellent. I'm kind of a sweet potato pie snob. In fact, I went to a local restaurant recently and I ordered the sweet potato pie. And then I text B and said and their food is excellent, but they need her desserts. So that's something else she's thinking about doing, is putting desserts in choice restaurants. But this particular restaurant is a good fit for what she has. So I think she should take me up on that. Okay.
So you blend it up real well. This is what it's going to look like. If you all can see it. And then we're going to add in some vanilla and some lemon juice. Careful with that. And then with any dessert, you always add a pinch of salt because the salt really brings out the flavor to anything sweet. It just it's like a seasoning for the sweet. It just makes the sweet taste better.
And I always refrain from the salt because I'm thinking I don't want it to be salty.
It won't. So, that's why you just add a little bit.
Okay. And that is sea salt. So that's the heavy salt.
Add a little bit in there, and then we're going to mix it in real good.
All right. So we got cream cheese melted or softened, and we've got condensed milk, and we've got salt. Sweetened condensed milk, and then vanilla.
Vanilla, lemon juice. And then a pinch of salt.
And a pinch of salt.
That's about it.
And that's it.
For your mixture.
Okay.
And then we're going to add that to a prepared graham cracker crust.
Okay.
We're going to put it in the oven for a couple minutes and let it set, and then we're done.
And we're done. Then the strawberries go on top.
And we put the strawberry topping on it.
And you say go in the oven for a minute. Like how long?
Since these are small, I'm going to put them in there for about 5 minutes.
Just 5 minutes?
Just to let it sit.
Okay.
And then you take them out. You're going to let them chill a little bit. You usually like to eat them cold. But...
Awesome. Well, that's easy enough. Even I can do that.
Anybody can make this one.
Or I can pay her to do it.
I mean, you can do that too.
Yeah. I just pay her to do it.
So we're done with that, and then we're going to take, so these are our prepared crusts.
So now I'm getting ready to throw a question out. For the Southern cuisine, and she's getting ready to start doing experiences at Airbnbs where she actually is going to do a full meal, Southern cuisine. So is that your next level? You're going from desserts to actually fish and chicken and all of that too?
So that may be something. Well, so my vision is to become a to have our products, Southern classic foods, as a consumable in
the grocery stores.
Mm-hmm. So it won't be just desserts. It'll be Southern classic foods. So it might be greens. And I envision being in the freezer section. So it might be greens. It might be, yams, baked mac and cheese, and some green beans and potatoes, some meatloaf, just different things that are comfort foods, but having those as a consumable in grocery stores.
So if anybody out there has contacts at HEB, which I actually have one. Surprise. HEB or other retailers for food, please contact B, and all her contact information is in this show. So, but she is, and then she's at sweetgrannybeas.com and Facebook. And just search for Sweet Granny Beas. And this is what they look like. Oh, they're beautiful. Let me touch them. There you go. And so she's going to put them in the oven for 5 minutes, and we're going to keep talking. We're going to talk about, we're going to talk about how networking has changed her game in business, because she told you she's a introvert by nature, and the networking stuff is like, did it when I had to do it for a job, but now, and so I actually do have a contact. A couple of them, in fact. All right, so let's go back in. Yeah, come on into the line. There you go. Okay, so networking. We met through an introduction. And so how has networking helped you as you are on this journey now?
So I've realized that networking helps people exponentially because it's a snowball effect. You meet one and then you meet another, and then they tell somebody about you, or you tell them about somebody to help. So it's like a snowball effect of assistance and help and nurturing, because everyone that you connect, and they're not always trying to sell you something,
right?
Or have you spend money with them,
right?
Most times people are really trying to help you get to where you're going.
Absolutely.
But you have to be cognizant of saying what you need. So that's the other part,
right,
of it.
But if you come to networking and you're like, then people don't know how to help you. And so one of the things I teach in my coaching is how to help. I got something on my face. So how to help, how to say what you need, so that you're clear and people know how to point you in the right direction. So, and
the other thing you teach is how to say concisely who you are.
Yeah.
So that what I said was, I'm Sweet Granny Beas, and we can take you back to your childhood in every bite. That's part of what I've learned from Tony, because she was like, you got to be able to tell people who you are. And it got to be quick, because you don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
And so we've been working on that, and that's part of mine.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
But that was something that I learned from Tony.
Okay, very good. So networking changes the game. I mean, look, someone introduced her to me, and she decided to say yes to coaching with me, and now she's in the community. And while I like to think that I have all the answers, the community has more answers than I do. And it's changing the game. Now, it takes time for things to come to fruition, but you're on the right track.
Absolutely.
So if you are wanting some good home cooked desserts, great, not good, beyond good, great home cooked desserts. If you want to learn how to cook Southern cuisine yourself, if you're coming to Houston and have an Airbnb and you want someone to bring you a meal, reach out to Sweet Granny Beas. Bee is amazing. She's got a beautiful heart.
Thank you.
And a beautiful granddaughter. And she really wants to spread the love through these desserts. So tell everybody how to get in touch with you.
So I can be reached via Facebook at Sweet Granny Beas, and it's BEAS. It's short for Beatrice. That's my grandmother. So Sweet Granny Bee is my grandmother.
Okay.
So the business is named for her. And we can be reached at sweetgrannybees@gmail.com or via our website, www.sweetgrannybees.com.
Very good. Or just contact me. I got her number, so I will make sure. And then, in fact, let me go ahead and just scroll that across the screen just one time so you can see it and capture her contact information. All right. So I always ask this question for newer entrepreneurs, or they could be old entrepreneurs making a change or thinking about quitting. What advice would you give?
So for the newer entrepreneur, I would say it is a journey and not a sprint. Success is not going to happen overnight. You really have to take your time, have a good plan, develop a team, and you got to put in the work. It's going to be hard. You're going to want to quit a million times, maybe a million plus one. But you have to find that passion about whatever it is that you're doing that's going to keep propelling you forward. So that's important. And for the people who've been in business for a while, I would say make sure you can't do everything. So you have to develop a team. You have to have a team and find people who can do things better than you, that specialize in the different areas where you need help, that do great in that area. And if you need to hire them, then hire them. If you want to barter services, then do that. But you have to have a team in place in order to get to that next level. That's our time.
I think the oven is calling us, and that was perfect timing. I can't wait to taste these. I will share an image of them in the comments, but want to thank Bee for opening her home and showing us a little bit of her. And let me just get these other desserts. Let me just show you one of these other packages here, just so you can see and your mouth can water a little bit. So these are what she sell at the festivals, right? And let me turn Grandma up right side up. So this is what she sells at the festivals. I love your brand too. That's her actual
That is a picture of my grandma.
Yes, I love that. Love that. Love that. And then this is the lemon. Oh my gosh. This is the pecan. And then the gooey chocolate, not a brownie. I was corrected. Not a brownie. And it is better than a brownie. This is my box. I do pay for this stuff, but this one is mine. I know she got inventory, but thank you so much for joining us, and reach out to B, and we're going to sign off now, but she's there to help you get your sweet tooth on and cook, and think about a gift for a bride, a young bride who wants to learn how to cook, or maybe a young adult who's leaving mama's house and wants to have their own, because food outside in restaurants, it don't make sense, the money we're spending on that. Get with B, she'll help you. This is Tony Harris Taylor saying, take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow. And I'm going to eat some cheesecake. Bye.